Hi there, welcome to my channel. So I've had the PlayStation 5 for about a month now, and with all due respect, I really enjoy the DualSense controller. It's a nicely built controller and maybe one of my favorites. With that said, some PS4 games just don't feel right with the DualSense though, and I just remembered you can actually use a DualShock 4 on the PS5. There's only one limitation though, it can't be used with PS5 games. So if you want to use your fancy rose gold controller, the pairing process is really easy and I'll show y'all how to do that in a second. But another reason why I wanted to use a DualShock is because I have the back button attachment on my own controller and I've grown so accustomed to using it that whenever I play the Division 2 or Warzone, I'm just so dependent on using those back buttons that's actually made my stats worse in those games when I use the DualSense. So basically FML and first world problems here because there isn't a back button attachment for the PS5 or some sort of scuff controller. So the other two controllers are actually synced up to my PS5 already, so this Last of Us 2 edition controller is not, and I'm just going to show you all how easy it is to sync it up. So we got the PlayStation turned on, and the process is exactly like pairing a DualSense to the PS5. Just grab the respected cable. In the DualSense's case, it's a USB-C cable, while for the DualShock 4, it will be a micro USB cable. All you have to do is plug in one end to the controller and then plug the USB-A end to the console, press the PlayStation button, and then pick a user or profile for your respected controller, and it's that simple. You'll be synced up and ready to go. So we're going to get everything plugged into the DualShock 4 controller. Here's a really long micro USB cable that I found that was conveniently right next to me, and you can see that the light is now yellow, and that means that the controller is charging. So from that point, press the PlayStation button, you should hear that chime, and it should be connected. You can actually start scrolling through the users because the controller works now. Just choose a user and you'll be good to go. So there I am, tickle your fancy. I actually plugged my PS5 into another TV where my capture card is set up, so that's why I got that little prompt right there for display size, but it should go straight to the home screen. The controller is now navigating through the home screen, and I forgot to plug in my LAN cable, so let me get that plugged in so we can actually start up a game, and I can demonstrate that the DualShock 4 actually works with all PS4 games on the PS5. So we're plugged in, and you can actually unplug the DualShock 4 from the PlayStation because it works completely wireless. So if you're wondering if it had to be wired or not, there you go, pure wireless right there. And let me get the Division Part 2 loaded up, and I'll just cut and edit the whole loading screen because this game takes forever to load up even on a PlayStation 5. So here we are in the game now, and if I didn't edit anything, it would have taken about 2.5 minutes to get everything started, and that's just too much dead air time for a video. So that'd have been awkward. Anyway, so here I am running. You can see me using the left analog stick and right analog stick. Everything seems functional. Let me just get out of the safe zone so I can actually pull out a gun and start shooting it in the game. So the right trigger works, left trigger works, reload, everything works, swap weapon, zoom in, zoom out, everything seems to be good, and everything seems to be working. So I mentioned at the beginning of this video that I really wanted to use this whole DualShock 4 thing on the PS5 mainly because of the back button attachment for the DualShock 4. Since Warzone still doesn't have a designated PS5 version, I figured that I could still use my back button attachment while playing the PS4 version on the PS5. And it does indeed work. So I'm gonna load up Modern Warfare and Warzone, but the game took forever to load up, and this is obviously a voiceover. So instead I just opened up a local game on Modern Warfare just to show that the back button attachment does work still, even if you're using a DualShock 4 on the PlayStation 5. Man, I think I just chose the two worst games to show off because they just take forever to load up. So I have my left paddle set up for L3, so that's for sprinting, and my right paddle is set up for circle, for sliding, crouching, and going prone. So you can see that the back button attachment does indeed work on the PlayStation 5 through a DualShock 4 controller, and I'm just excited that I can share this with y'all, especially for those of you out there who have a back button attachment as well too. So I have transitioned back to using my DualShock 4 on Warzone and Modern Warfare, and my stats have gone up tremendously. I'm just so dependent on these back buttons, it's just kind of sad. So I'm gonna slowly wean myself off of this, especially since, you know, over time PS5 is gonna take over and these PS4 games will slowly die out, but that won't happen for a long while, so I'm safe for the moment at least. Anyway, going off tangent there a little bit, here is what happens when you try to use a DualShock 4 with a PlayStation 5 game. That little prompt in the top right hand corner pops up, PS5 games can't be played using the DualShock 4, so that sucks. But the DualShock 4 does work on media apps such as Hulu and YouTube and Netflix, but I just can't show that off right now because I have my HDCP disabled, just because I'm using my capture card to record all of this and they don't want any illegal streaming or anything going on, and that's why that's there. For those of you who ever wondered why you have to disable HDCP. Anyway, that's how simple it is to use your DualShock 4 on a PlayStation 5. Unfortunately, there's that one limitation where you can't play PS5 games, but I'm happy that I can use my back button attachment once again. With that said, thank you so much for stopping by today. I have some huge news for fans of my channel. I now have memberships, so if you want to join and get some awesome perks, feel free to check that out by clicking on that join button right below this video to see more info. Other than that, if you like this video, feel free to check out these others, and if you really enjoyed hanging out with me today, please consider subscribing. I'll see you all soon. Stay safe out there. Bye.